All right, so the yellow is what happened before the Great Depression. Y'all see what I'm saying here? Y'all see what I'm saying here? See, history doesn't repeat itself, but it rhymes. Is that the way that saying goes? It rhymes. That motherfucker rhymes. That motherfucker rhymes. And let's go back to my damn my chart. You see this fall right here? You see this fall? You see this motherfucking fall right here, bro? Okay, let's go back to my chart. Look at my green line. This is my Mad Max green line. Okay? Now, the soft landing is my blue line. And it's going to the blue line. But will motherfuckers be jumping out the window committing suicide on the green line? Because that, my friend, would be a Great Depression, bro. Okay? If it comes down to that yellow, bro, this thing is, bro, if this repeats, man, y'all better have y'all Bibles ready, man. Y'all better have some camping supplies, nigga. You better get you a shotgun. If this shit happens, bro, I'm telling you.
And it's not a matter of if, but when. I want to start by giving all the praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Arachak Wadash, the ones to the elder apostles of the great millstone who rule well. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopeful elect tabernacle of David, scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. And, this is what it looks like. All right. And, I think this was a good little clip right here because it actually does show, that this is a clear parallel, to the Great Depression that happened, nearly 100 years ago. And, back then, you had a great crash in the market and the currency, it went belly up. All right. They start to experience hyperinflation, which caused, great famine. A lot of people couldn't afford food. Crime and poverty skyrocketed. People became desperate. And this is what you're going to continue to see, as you see the economy, parallel within the same pattern of direction. All right. And right now the dollar is kind of strong. It's still the world reserve currency. But we know that the elite, they want to design this collapse to where, once the dollar is down, all the other currencies will be down. Therefore they have a new system already set in place that they can just transfer over to. All right. And then, there lies the left hand salvation, which is their solution for you. Merge onto this digital based system, which is why they're setting up the CBDCs worldwide, because that's going to be the new system. All right. So, dealing with some of the things that was said in this video where he said, I guess it's a saying, history doesn't repeat itself, but it rhymes. Well, the scripture actually says that history does repeat itself. Let's go to Ecclesiastes 1 verse 9. Let's correct that statement. All right, this is Ecclesiastes 1 verse 9. It says, the thing that have been, it is that which shall be. And that which is done is that which shall be done. And there is no new thing under the sun. And I believe in the NLT, it literally says history merely repeats itself. Yep. Ecclesiastes 1 and 9, history merely repeats itself. It has all been done before. Nothing under the sun is truly new. And if you actually knew that, you would be prudent enough to understand, based on studying the history, that you should know what to expect in the near future. Okay? And that's why the scriptures say in Proverbs, the prudent the prudent man foreseeth the evil. You know, based on the past history, you see us constantly make videos on how, Babylon, the West, NATO, the EU, America is pretty much the basically the resurfacing or the restoration of the ancient Roman Empire. That was the first beast, and this is that same beast coming back, because it suffered that deadly wound, but the Lord healed it so that it can come back into power briefly and go into perdition. So we're back at it again, and you're witnessing the parallels of ancient Rome's fall to the fall of America in the West. The exact same things, man. All right. So knowing that, then you would know that just like Rome fell, America is imminent to fall, and the rest of the world is going to fall right behind it. Let's go to Proverbs 22. One of the major one of the fatal wounds of the ancient Roman Empire was its economy. You study what happened during the fall of the Roman Empire. They did a lot of spending, and the more they spent, the more the denarius was devalued. And they basically had to water down the worth of the denarius by mixing other metals into that particular coin. And while these things were happening up under these people's eyes, these people were being distracted with bread and circuses, entertainment, sports and entertainment, just like today. So you already see where this is going. It was to keep the people at bay, to keep them from, overthrowing their authorities. Same situation today. All these Americans, they're drunk, in their pleasures, high, drunk, freaking off with each other and being entertained. Sports, entertainment, the hip hop world. All right, so on and so forth. It says, a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself. And if you prudent, you could foresee based off of the past that things are merely repeating itself, man. But the simple pass on and are punished. Okay, and a lot of these people that don't, because they're not paying attention, like the scriptures tell you, the scriptures say to be circumspect, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time because the days are evil. All right, and the prophets already warned you. They already gave the warning. For decades, we've been warning you. All right, our elders, their elders, been given a warning. What do the prophets mainly prophesy? What is their message? That judgment is going to happen. The Lord sends out his prophets before he takes down an empire. He raised up prophets. And what do they prophesy of? Let's go to Jeremiah 28:8. And it says, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesy both against many countries and against great kingdoms. In America right now, is considered, the greatest kingdom on earth. That lies upon many waters. Many nations come over here. All right, they're perceived to have the greatest military on the earth. It says of war and of evil and of pestilence. And this is what we're witnessing. Okay? If you're a prophet, you have no business, trying to pacify the people with falsehood, saying that everything is going to be all right. America's going to bounce back. Things are going to go back to normal. You're a false prophet if you saying that. All right, you should be preparing your followers for what's to come, getting them ready mentally, spiritually. Okay. So, going back to that video, hey, that's what it's more than likely looking like. Okay. Then, once they get down to that green line, as he was breaking down, it follows suit. You're going to see 2 Esdras 15 and 16 amplified. Or these people are really gonna, lose it. When you have nothing left to lose, you lose it. I believe that was who said that? Was it Gerald Salente? These people he said they're gonna jump off of roofs and they're gonna commit suicide. Shit, they already doing it, and barely shit is even happening. But when it definitely gets to that point, hyperinflation hits. When a loaf of bread, costs you, $10,000-$20,000, man. All those bands that these niggas showboat on social media, it's gonna be to no use. They're going to have to use that to keep warm at night. So, yeah, man. It tells you that in Second Esdras that people are going to be, fighting with each other, over the lack of bread and for great tribulation. People getting desperate. You already got women in major cities that's suffering, all right, that's dealing with extreme poverty and homelessness. A lot of them are out there, on them streets, selling their bodies, man, just trying to survive. Now this is Second Esdras 15 and verse 18. It says, "For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods." All right. And people that got, a bunch of, goods stored up, you're going to be a target because they're coming for your spoils. People going to get that desperate. All right. It says, because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. All right. And that's, that Great Depression, leading to the collapse of this system. That's when you're going to see, great tribulation. We're going to be in the thick of Jacob's trouble. And only the elect are going to be saved out of that. All right. So ain't going to be nothing these people can do because this is all coming from the Lord. In Babylon, there will be no healing. All right. There will be no special type of treatment, ointment that can bring America back to its normal condition. All right. Jeremiah 50, Salakia, not Jeremiah, Jeremiah 51. And I'm going to start at verse 8. And it says, "Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her, take balm for her pain. If so be, she may be healed. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed." All right. And, taking, stimulus money to stimulate the economy with, these quantitative easings and bailouts and, creating debt ceilings. It's only for so long that they can do this. And it's all controlled. All right. The elites got a set time when they're going to basically, set the demolition of this, current economic setup. But right now they could continue to print money out of thin air, billions and billions of dollars. Or really, they could just add zeros to the system. They ain't even got to print it out. Just keep adding zeros. And then as long as the world continue to agree that it's, legal tender for currency is going to continue to be dominant. But you see the trend of certain nations, dumping the dollar and trying to create alternatives. But they usually have to have reserves with gold and silver, But they're still going the digital route because it's all set up that way. But America will not be healed. It's only going to get worse. Look at your gas pump. It's rising right back up. Look at the food prices. It's continuing to skyrocket. It's not going to get lower anytime soon. All right, look at the shrinkflation. The prices of products increasing while the size is decreasing. Read Revelation 6 verse 6. It says, "Forsake her and let us go every one into his own country. For her judgment reacheth unto heaven and is lifted up even to the skies. You know, you one of these nations that's over here, you know, because you in bed with the great whore, you know, drinking of the wine of her fornication, you better sober up real quick and get the hell out of Dodge, because it's going to be a war zone. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's probably bad where you originate from, you know, but you don't want to, you know, the comforts, the enjoyment of the comforts and pleasures here is only going to backfire, because the Lord is saving, you know, the best for last. Okay. So yeah, it's going to get ugly. All right. So, you know, and also he said, you know, when that time comes, you know, get your Bibles out. No, it's going to be too late to get your Bible out, because you've already got the warning. All right. The Bible already told you, you know, what it was. Okay. There's not going to be any healing of this society. It's only going to grow worse and worse. You know, like a cancer. All right. It tells you that in Isaiah 14 about how the worms are going to cover this place. And it's just a symbolization of corrosion, you know, deterioration. In Isaiah 14 and verse 11, it says, thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vows, the worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. All right. And you look up worm. I think, let me see, this word, there's two different words for worms. Is thawalai, and it says in the usage, warm, scarlet stuff, crimson. Down here, the dye made from dry body of female of the worm, worm, maggot, worm, grub, the worm, Coccus ilicis. All right, let's go to the other word. It says the worm is spread under thee. And the word is Ramah. And it says maggot, worm, as cause and sign of decay. And you know, your economy is you know, even though the dollar is strong, but yet, you know, look at the inflation, look at the economic conditions, look at your housing markets, the homeless rates, and then it's about to be a lot of unemployment, people out of jobs again. This is going to be worse than the 1929 economic Great Depression. It's going to be a lot worse. And then also another thing, and I've always you know, mentioned this in previous lessons, you know, concerning this topic. During that time, you also had what they called the Dust Bowl, where it was a great dust storm that caused a major famine. All right. You had extreme weather that caused deterioration on their agriculture. It ravaged their food supply. So the cost of food, it skyrocketed. This was all happening during that time period. And this was in between the first woe and the second woe. Now we're in between the second and the third. And you keep hearing about, you know, from economic experts that we're in a recession, or we're going to enter into a recession. We already been in one. But it's only a matter of time before we enter into the Great Depression stage, followed by a complete collapse, going straight into the MOTB system. Okay. So we're seeing the signs of the decay of this society, this country in particular, as you also seeing it happen with the beast over there in Europe. All right. And we already know about the moral decay in this world. There's no morals anymore. Everybody's doing completely what the hell they want to do. Everybody's totally out of control. So the Lord got to, apply those plagues. Because it says that in 2nd Ezra 16, that even with all these plagues that the Lord's going to bring upon this place and worldwide, they will not be mindful of the scourges, because these scourges are for amendment. It's for you to basically correct yourself, change. Because the Lord said, why should you die, O Israel? So it is what it is, man. The Lord's going to take away the mirth of the land. All right, was that Isaiah 24? Going back to the worm spreading underneath you and covering you, that's also the infrastructure. You have a poor infrastructure, man. All your money right now is going into the military and helping out their operation in Ukraine, so that they can maintain their dominance, their global hegemon. But they're losing that dominance. That's what this back and forth with Russia is all about. Isaiah 24 and verse 10, it says, the city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up that no man may come in. There is a crying for wine in the streets. It's going to get bad, man. People going to cry for comfort. They're going to want answers. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. Especially when that happens, man, when the collapse completely happens, when they finally pull the plug, it's going to be no mirth. Okay. It says, in the city is left desolation, and the gate is smitten with destruction. When thus it shall be in the midst of the land among the people, there shall be as the shaking of an olive tree and as the gleaning grapes when the vintage is done. And that's to you women. It says the vintage shall fail. Now you're going to lament for the teats. Because, this abundance that you have in the society at your convenience, it ain't going to be there for you. All right. You're the ones that's going to really feel that heat. It says, they shall lift up their voice. They shall sing for the majesty of the Lord. They shall cry aloud from the sea. All right. So you get the drift. All right. People, they're not going to be comfortable anymore. That's why really you shouldn't be comfortable now. Thou that dwelleth in pleasure that are given to pleasures and dwell carelessly, that's going to cost you. In the time of prosperity, there's a forgetfulness of affliction. And in the day of affliction, there's a forgetfulness of prosperity. So, yeah, man, it's going to happen. It's only a matter of time. All right. But at least we, because we were given an eye salve, we can see. And, the Lord gave us the scriptures, and this is our wisdom. All right. And our stability. Knowledge and wisdom shall be your stability. All right. And in those times, and the fear of the Lord is the strength of our salvation. Okay. So we're not going to bug out like a lot of these people, when it finally hits them. But if you've been paying attention, you've been prudent, you already knew what to expect. These people, they have no idea that they're being snared in an evil time, like a fish drawn in an evil net and a bird taken in a snare. But like Apostle Paul said, you have no need that I write unto you, for you know well, all right, of this time. 1 Thessalonians 5:1. But if the times and the seasons, brethren, you have no need that I write unto you, for yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. For then when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. All right. And that's when, the Lord's going to amplify the plagues, the pestilences. All right. The earthquakes, the extreme weather that you've been seeing. Like the hurricanes that's been jacking up, these islands, Florida got messed up. It's not going to stop. So, yeah, man, there's a, pretty interesting video right here. And it's just dealing with, on the economic side, because we got to know, not only just what's happening, with amongst Israel and, different things, but we also got to know what's happening economically too. We got to know what's going on the theater of war too, on the war stage. We got to keep up and be watchful in everything. This is how you measure the times diligently, man. Being preoccupied in the prophecies. So anyway, Lord willing, this is edifying. I'm give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shai. Until the next lesson, Shalom.